So what is going on, everybody? Today we're gonna be showing you some pretty cool tips and tricks that I think a lot of you new returning players might not know about, that I think you guys should know about. And hopefully most of you veterans know most of these, but let's get into it and I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. So let's start off with the mask. So if you noticed, I have an Aces and Eights mask on, but if you notice, this does not look like an Aces and Eight mask that I'm wearing. And the funny thing is, this is not an apparel slot. So if we go to my apparel, you'll see I don't have a mask on. So you're saying, how does he keep his mask on, right? How does Skills have his mask on this character? Well, first off, I do have a mod slot on, so that's gonna be the Umbra Initiative mod slot. You can change these to however you want. Even though it's the Aces and Eights, it will look like this. I have this, but how do I keep the mask on? Well, if you actually go right here, and then if you look at where it says options on the bottom right, for me, it's my left thumbstick, so I push it, and you go all the way down where it says always show mask on. Well, you can see I have it here. Now, if I were to keep this off, which is default, you're gonna notice this is how it looks right now. So that is something for you guys to keep in mind. If you guys wanna make your character look a little bit different, well, you guys can click this. You can hit here, hit show on. And remember, there are a ton of different mod slots. There's actually a pretty cool gas mask that I like using, the Eclipse Protocol one. A lot of you guys asked me about. That is right here from here. But yeah, there are a ton of different ones that you guys can use. And all you have to do is put that slot where it says on, or if you want to keep it off, you can have it off so you can always show your face. It's really up to you right there. Now, some of you guys might notice that I don't have the signature weapon on my backpack, and you're wondering, where is his signature weapon? Does he have one? Well, yes, I do. But if you also click on your signature weapon and you hit options again, you can notice that I have an option here that shows off. Click on that. Yours is most likely going to be on. So now you can see the signature weapon on the left. And at first I wasn't too used to having it. And it doesn't really bother me with this one right here because the sharpshooter specialization is actually pretty cool, right? That 50 cal. But some of the other ones are kind of ugly looking, right? And that's another option. You just go to the signature weapon at the top. You would hit options. Well, click on it, sorry, options right here, and then turn off. And then look, boom, we no longer can see the signature weapon. So 2 easy things you guys can do to make your character look a little bit unique. And while we are here on apparel, did you notice that on most of your gear set items, you have an appearance slot, and there's gonna be a lot of different ones that actually take off your armor plate. So you no longer actually show your armor. Some of them are like the sharpshooter, the watcher vest actually takes it off. You can go all the way down, and there are a lot of different ones that you can customize. So make sure you guys take advantage of these mod slots. There's some for your gloves, some for all pieces on your gear. So something for you guys to keep in mind when you guys are modifying your character and making them look really cool. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is over at the recalibration station. So let's head there. So we're right here at the recalibration station. So if you guys are in level 40 or if you guys are in level 30, depending on which one, you might see different things. But look, let's take a look at this. I wanted to show you guys, see this library, and obviously you guys can see that I have all the attributes and some of them I don't, right? So how do you know as you start adding more and more, which ones you don't have, which ones you do have without having to come here? Well, it's a super easy way to do it. So if we just do our weapons and we're going to look at this White Death. Now, if you look at the White Death and if we zoom in on this Ranger right here, you'll notice that there is the little logo, right, for the Ranger, and underneath it, it has a diamond with 3 dashes. Well, this means that it is in your library. So that means that you can use this and roll this on other pieces. But just so I can show you one that doesn't have one, let's see if I have one right here. Well, I'm gonna do the Kingbreaker because obviously the Kingbreaker has a talent called Perfect Flatline, and obviously this talent will never be in your library. So this is how it would look if the talent wasn't in your library. Remember, all perfect talents you can't put into your library, so just keep that in mind. But if you had regular Flatline and you wanted to put it in there and you didn't see that little diamond with the dashes, well, you would know. See, if you notice, all my perfect talents aren't in there, but yes, Flatline regular is in there. You see that? So that's just something for you guys to keep in mind when you guys are doing this. You're not gonna see any of these perfect talents in there, but you will see, like in sync, you see all the ones that are in my library, they're gonna be in there. Now, what about attributes, right? So attributes also have a really cool feature for you. So what I wanna show you is, let's take a look at this orbit. If you notice at where it says pistol damage, there is a little like orange line, right? Like, and it has like a little dash, right? I'm zooming in right here on the right-hand side. That means I have a roll for that for 15% pistol damage in my library. So if I wanted to, and I didn't have anything rolled here, I could come do that. So that's just something for you to keep it. Let me show you one that I don't have anything. So busy little bee. If you notice, I have a white dash right there, right? So that means the one that I have in my library is 0 because look, it's right at the end, right? So that means I don't even have anything for damage targets out of cover. Now, if I had 5%, it would be a little bit more forward, but obviously this one would be better because it's 7%. So if you notice, the damage to target out of cover, this would be something I would be looking for when I'm trying to buy rolls or when I'm trying to farm rolls. So if you ever see these the white dashes, that means that the roll you currently have in your library is less than what is on this weapon that you want to put. Obviously, I'm not going to take the one off of busy little bee, but yeah, that's just something for you guys to really keep in mind when you're looking at these. Like this one right here, this orbit right here has 9% damage targets out of cover, and look, it has a little dash, so that means I don't have anything. So that's a really cool, simple feature that shows you guys, hey, okay, this one would be good for my library. Instead of having to go to your library, going back every time, going to the recalibration library, looking at your pistols, looking at what core attributes you have, looking at what attributes you have. You see you don't have any of these. You know, instead of having to do this, you can just look at it when you're farming. And that's a really cool feature that they added that I think a lot of people don't even know about. Another really cool feature that I think a lot of people don't know about are loadouts for apparel. Yes, if you click on your apparel tab, you'll notice you have your apparel and usually like, oh, I gotta select this. But if you hit L2, you can actually save loadouts for different apparel outfits that you like. So I believe you can save up to 12. So that means you could have 12 different loadouts on the go for just depending on what you like doing. Like I think for a while I had one that was only for PvP because I want to be a little bit more in black so that way people couldn't see me as well. And then I had some that I would just whatever I liked using when I was just playing different missions. So you notice I have a ton right here, right? That constantly just keep changing. So I could, if I want to save this one, I can save it. Now I can go back and now I have that one, right? So if I back out, we just switched. And instead of having to go back and switch every single item, now I saved it at 12. And sorry, you can actually have more than 12. Sorry, it says create a new one. So I don't know exactly how many, but I've never saved that many. But yeah, there you go. So there you go. You click on this and now I have it and we're good. So that is another really cool feature for you guys. If you guys didn't know, well, there are loadouts for your apparel items, which is super cool, super simple, and can make the game a little bit more enjoyable, being able to change your apparel items on the go. Another thing that I think a lot of people keep asking me is about the seasonal manhunt. So like if you missed any of the seasons and you're currently playing season 10, right? You notice as you guys can do the seasonal manhunt, right? If we go back, you'll start to notice that you unlock past manhunts and you'll see let's see if we have one right here. This is Roosevelt Island, Manhunt Jupiter. You go here, we have Tidal Basin, Manhunt Hornet, we have Schaefer, Coney Island. Well, how can you find these manhunts? Well, a lot of people don't know is all you have to do is go to say Camp White Oak if you're looking for FOLLW, and right now we see the main mission. Well, at the bottom where it says mission settings, if I hold triangle, right, it's gonna bring in the difficulty. Now at the bottom it says toggle mission mode. Then now it says invaded mission. So if it has an invaded mission that week, you can do that, or you can toggle back. And then you could toggle to the manhunt. So you can do this for this mission. You can also do it for all the other manhunts that you unlock. So if you completed the season, you should have these on here. Same thing with you can do the same thing with the strongholds that have manhunt. So this one's Roosevelt Island. I'm gonna toggle it, Roosevelt Island, Manhunt Jupiter. So, and then now they have the manhunt. So if you missed any of them and you wanna get those rewards that you get for completing the manhunt, that is something that you guys can go back and always do as long as you guys have completed season 10. So just something for you guys to keep in mind right there. I think this is a really cool feature that they added for a lot of people who missed those manhunts and wanna go back and do them. And as long as you complete the manhunt, I think for season 10, as long as you've already made it to, what is it, 68, I'm pretty sure? Yeah, as long as you made it to 68, you should have every single manhunt unlocked. So get to 68 and then you can go back and do all those manhunts so that way you can complete them and kind of see how that story went. But another really cool feature that I think a lot of people don't know about, and I get that question all the time, so hopefully that answered you out. Another really cool feature has to do with your skills. So and specifically your fire starter. So if you notice right here, we have the fire starter, right? So we have the chem launcher, we have the fire starter. And a lot of you guys know if you point it and you shoot it, it goes, right? And most of you guys think you have to shoot it. But did you know that if you select the fire starter and then you shoot it with on console, right? If you're using controller, it's going to be R2. Now, if you double tap R1, which is the slot that the skill is in, so on mine, it's R1 if it was on L2, and you double tap it, it will automatically light it up, meaning that you do not at all have to let it go. So like if I was to aim at him from all the way over here, and then I can just hit it. Pretty cool, right? Super, super cool feature that I wish they would explain it, or I haven't seen anywhere that they explained it, but that's something that I think is very cool, and I think a lot of you guys don't know about, and I get that question all the time. Hey, how are you making it go off? Well, it's just that you gotta double tap whatever the skill is. So since my skill is set on the right slot, that's gonna be R1 on a controller. If it was on the left slot, it would be L1. So then what you do is you shoot it first, right? So you shoot it with R2, and then you would double tap R1, and then it automatically makes it go on fire. So just like this, boom, and I set it on fire. So really cool feature that I think a lot of you guys don't know about. And right there is how we're gonna wrap this one up. I think a lot of you guys definitely are going to enjoy this one. If you guys enjoy videos like this with little tips, tricks, I'll try to make shorter videos like this so that way you guys can really find out some things that Division doesn't really explain too well. They just expect you to learn. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and hopefully that can answer them for you. We're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Hey, I appreciate the support, appreciate the love. See you guys in the next one. Hey, nothing but skills out.